Hey guys, welcome to the new Wrestle Talk. The new Wrestle Talk will be going this thing called Screencast-O-Matic. I'm trying it out. I thought I would try to change things up a little bit. You guys can probably see me in one of the corners of your screen, but I'm not really sure. I know I did this before with the appreciation video to Dusty Rhodes, and it appeared, so I'm assuming it's going to appear. Anyways. So here we go. Today is the Halloween edition and the return of Wrestle Talk. First, we have the wrestler Kane. A lot of you guys aren't known that Kane's real name is Glenn Jacobs. He was born on April 26th, 1967. Again, guys, this information might not all be true, but majority of it is, because I'm using Wikipedia, and this is pretty much the only way I really did this before. So, he was born in Torregian I'm trying to say Spain, pretty much. He is, I'm assuming, with Crystal still, which he was with her since 1995, and he has 2 children. His ring names, as you can see, are Angus King, Bruiser, Mastino, Christmas Creature, Diesel, Doomsday, Isaac Yankum, DTS, Kane, Mike Unibomb, and Unibomb. His height is 7 foot. His weight is 325 pounds. He was trained by Dean Malenko, and he debuted in 1992. Some of you guys know his debut was actually in WWE. I'm not really sure. If not, he was in wrestling. He let's just go to his finishers right now, real quick. His finishers are Chokeslam from Hell, which is pretty much a regular chokeslam, a fallen power bomb, and a tombstone power driver. The chokeslam and tombstone power driver, as you guys know, he would share with his on-screen brother, Undertaker. As Isaac Yankum, he used the DDS, which is the snap DDT. Jackknife powerbomb is a sheer drop reverse powerbomb. And here is some of his signatures. You guys can read them to yourselves if you guys would like. Some of the managers, I'm assuming that he had, Dutch Mantle, Paul Bearer, Eddie Gilbert, Jim Cornette, Chyna, Tori, and Lita. I think the most relevant one is Paul Bearer. A lot of people pretty much know Paul Bearer. He's a former Money in the Bank winner. The Devil's Favorite Demon, the Big Red Monster, and the Big Red Machine are some of his nicknames. You can see a list of his entrance themes. My favorite is the Slow Chemical by Finger 11, but that's just mine. Anyways, he's a multi-tier champion in different wrestling companies, as you can see here. He's a former WWE and WWF, WCW champions throughout his career. We're going to go to personal life. He has been married to Crystal since August 23rd, 1995. He has 2 stepdaughters, so they're not technically his kids, but he married in, so technically they are in a way. He has been in movies, as you guys pretty much already know. See No Evil 1 and 2, he was in as Jacob Goodnight. Some movie called Mac Gruber as Tank Lutz, Scooby-Doo, WrestleMania Mystery as himself, and a movie coming out in 2016, which is 642. And he did a guest appearance on Smallville and JBL and Renee show, as you can see. I think that's going to wrap it up for Kane. think, yeah. We're going to move ahead to the boogeyman. Boogeyman, or known as Marty Wright. A lot of you guys know him as Boogeyman, of course. He was born on July 15th, 1964, and he is 51 years old as of right now. He was born in Phoenix, Arizona. His ring names are Nightcrawler, Slither, Boogeyman, and Marty Wright. His build height is 6'2", and his weight is 260. And he debuted in October 15, 2004. He was trained by Ohio Valley Wrestling, Stevie Ray, and Booker T. We're going to go look at his finishers now. He did the Boogie Slam or the Supernatural Slam or the Inverted Falling Power Slam, Choke Bomb, and Good Night, which is Pump Handle Slam. His signatures are Choke Slam, Stinger Splash with Tenifix, and Two-Handed Choke Lift. And he didn't really have any championships throughout his career besides one. He's a tag team champion currently with Bobby Lashley and AWF. Not really a lot to talk about on him. There's not really a lot that he did outside of wrestling. Besides that, pretty much, he wasn't really that big of a thing on here. Moving on to The Undertaker, which is probably going to be a big thing on here. A lot of you guys like The Undertaker, and I know a lot of fans like The Undertaker. More commonly known as Mark William Calloway, born March 4th, 1965, which would make him 50 years old. He was born in Houston, Texas. He is now currently with former WWE diva Michelle McCool, which a lot of you guys know. Altogether, he has 4 children. His ring names are The Commando, Kane the Undertaker, Mark Callius, The Master of Pain, Dice Morgan, The Punisher, Texas Red, and Undertaker. Build height is 6'10", build weight 299 pounds, from Houston, Texas, and Death Valley. Trained by Don Geraldine, I'm assuming that's how you pronounce it. He made his debut in 1984. We are going to go to personal life before we go to anything else right now. He has a son named Gunnar, which was born in 1993 with his first wife, Jody Lynn, and their marriage ended in 1999. Calloway married Sarah, which some of you guys seen on WWE. She made an appearance on WWE. And they have 2 daughters together, born in 2002 and 2005. Him and Sarah divorced in 2007. He came more romantically with former wrestler Michelle McCool, whom he married in 2010 in Houston, Texas. On August 1st, they announced that they were expecting their first child. They had their first child on August 29, 2012, named Kaya. I'm assuming that's how it's pronounced. And then here also he was mentioned in Kurt Angle's book. You can see right here where it says about that. About the backstage fight with Kurt Angle. We are going to move on to his filmography. He was in 3 movies, it looks like, called Beyond the Mat as himself, Suburban Cameo as Hutch, and Flintstones WWE Stone Age SmackDown as The Undertaker's voice. He was on 3 television shows. 2 of them were guest stars as himself, and one was known as Soul Chaser Demon in 2 episodes of Poltergeist The Legacy. And to wrap up his thing, we're going to be talking about his finishers. His finishers are Choke Slam, Devil's Triangle, or Hell's Gate, most or moderately go to plata. I'm assuming that's how you pronounce that. Last ride, elevated powerbomb, tombstone power driver, and triangle choke. But earlier in his career, he used the Iron Claw, or the Colossus Clutch, as he called it, which is the one-hand choke hold. Claw hold, flatliner fist, heart punch, and heat-seeking missile, rope walk, diving elbow drop. And I'm not really going to read his signature, so if you guys want to read them to yourselves. I know most commonly, when I think of the Undertaker, I think one of his signatures are old school. That's one of my favorites. I really, really enjoyed him doing that. Some of his managers were General Scacabard, Ted DiBiase, Paul Bearer, Brother Love, Paul E. Dangerously, or Paul Heyman, sorry. Downtown Bruno, Teddy Long, Dutch Montel, and Sarah. He has a whole bunch of nicknames. I'm only going to name some of them. The American Badass, the best pure striker in WWE, Big Evil, the cornerstone of WWE, the Dead Man, the Demon of Death Valley, the Grim Reaper, the Phenom. He had multiple championships throughout his whole entire career in and outside of WWE. He had great career, as you can see. I'm pretty sure that was pretty much self-explanatory there. Moving on, we're going to end this out with TNA wrestler Abyss, or more commonly known as Christopher J. Parks, or Chris Parks. He was born October 4th, 1973, which will make him 42 years old. He was born in Washington, D.C., United States of America. His ring names are Prince Justice, the original Terminator, King Justice, Joseph Park, Klieg, Chris Park, Chris Justice, Abyss, Abyssimo. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce that. Build height, 6'8", 350 pounds. Build from parts unknown, or Chicago, Illinois. Trained by Roger Rufferin. Debut in January of 1995. He wrestled, I think, as Joseph Park. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I did say that. Never mind. In wrestling, his finishers are Black Hole Slam, which is the swinging side slam, which I honestly think he does that every time. Great. He did a great thing with that. Shock treatment, as you can see over in the corner. He's doing it to Kazarian. Shock treatment right there, which is a sit-out backbreaker rack, which is similar to Nikki Bella's rack attack, and choke slam. Joseph Park's moves were closing argument, which is the diving splash, as Prince Justice, death penalty, which is a choke slam, and a royal decree, which is sidewalk slam. His signatures are big boot, corner slingshot splash, military press drop into a flapjack, overhead belly-to-belly suplex, spear, twisting, chin lock. Some of his managers I'm not really going to name, but you guys can read them. I'm only going to name some of them. Ric Flair, Jeff Jarrett, Karen Jarrett, Hulk Hogan are some of the ones that I more commonly know. All the other ones I really don't know as well, but they're there. He managed James Storm and Magnus, which are two great wrestlers that are also, I should say, was in TNA. His nicknames: the Monster of the Ring, and Weapon of Mass Destruction. And his entrance videos there. He had multiple champions throughout his career, just like the Undertaker and Kane. His entrances, I like his one as Joseph Park. But he wrestled in multiple wrestling promotions. I don't think he has any children. Sorry about that. But with that said, I think I'm going to end this out. Next Wrestle Talk, I will be talking. It'll be NXT Takeover Wrestle Talk, and I'll be talking about NXT superstars, Sami Zayn, the new NXT diva Asuka, Bayley, the NXT Women's Champion, and